Okay, this is a very comprehensive video PowerPoint presentation about library research and also about citing made easy. You're going to like this, okay? So let me tell you what we're going to talk about. I want to talk about why databases. I want to explain what a database is. I want to talk about keywords, explain what they are. I want to show you where to start. I want to show you how to narrow your search. I want to show you how to do a quick look, find the articles, and see how well they're going to relate to your topic very quickly, okay? I want to show you what an abstract is. I want to show you how to let the database do the citing for you. All you have to do is copy and paste it, right? I want to tell you what folders are in the Academic Search Premier, and I want to tell you a little bit about some other databases. So let's start with why databases, okay? So Helmke Library and all university libraries have a large collection of what are called databases. It's a base of data, all right? And what these are collections of journals and magazines and newspapers that are edited or peer reviewed. It's not Google, okay? And these are all copyrighted, and you can only access them if you have a password to the university library. And in your case, it's your normal credentials that you use for your email, Brightspace, that kind of thing. So you might want to ask, well, why? Okay, these are, for the most part, okay, considered authentic. They're considered reliable. That doesn't mean there's not differences of opinion. There are, okay, but they're done by scholars. They're done by experts. It's valuable research. It's authentic research. That's what databases do. They collect all this, they copyright it, they buy it, they aggregate it, they put it together, and then once it's in a database, you can search it. Now, the searching isn't as easy as Google. Okay, Google is very, very intuitive, all right, and all the best stuff comes up first, all right? Not that way with databases, okay? So how do you do that then? So let's go to what I call keywords, okay? So what you should do with your topic is you should, get out a piece of paper, something like this, note card, and make a list of words that describe your topic, and these are called keywords. So many of you are student athletes. This is very, very common, all right, in this class. And so a great topic is coaching. How do you become a good coach? What makes a good coach? Okay, so I'm going to use this as an example. So one of the keywords would be coaching, right? Well, you could also make sure it's coaching sports, or it could be athletic coaching, coaching memoirs, okay, famous coaches, that kind of thing. I just said that, all right. And then coaching strategies. So these are all different search terms, all right. If you just put in coaching, you're also going to get business coaching, different kinds of coaching, all right. But if you're an athlete, you're thinking about sports coaching, that's what you want to say, all right. So let's go on. So where do you actually start? Well, it's library.pfw.edu. So what I want you to do is I want you to click here, and this says, I can't see it, it's so small. It says Academic Search. It used to be called Academic Search Premier. I can make this a little bit bigger. How about that? Academic Search Complete. Okay, that's good. Academic Search Complete. All right, that's where I want you to start. Click there, and then it's going to ask you to sign in with your campus credentials. That's your normal sign-in material, okay? So let's see what you get, all right? Academic Search Complete. So start typing. Start with that initial keyword, coaching, all right? And look what happens. Right away, Academic Search Complete brings up, in this first field, it brings up a list of ideas that might make the search easier, okay? So coaching and mentoring, does that what you mean? Coaching styles, that could be, right? Coaching leadership, that could be. Coaching philosophy, that could be. Coaching psychology, that could be, right? So in my case, I chose coaching sports. And you can come back to all of these, all right? And every time you search, you get a different set of articles. That's one way to sort of concentrate and focus your searching, is by keep trying. Don't just stop with your first word, okay? But take a look at the suggestions, okay? So there we go. So I went to coaching sports, all right? And this is what I got. I got 2,571 articles, all right? So what I want you to do at that point is I want you to limit your search. I want you to narrow your search to full text, because that means you're going to get the whole article, which is what you want, all right? And I also want them to be peer-reviewed. That means other professionals in that field have looked at them and said, yeah, this is a great article. Okay, so that said, let's go do that. Okay, so when I did that, it narrowed it down to 465 articles. That's still too many, okay? So I'm going to show you now how to go through them quickly and find the ones you really want. But look what we did find, okay? Number 2, from Bushido to Science, a new pedagogy of sports coaching in Japan. Gosh, that could be kind of interesting, right? Coaching education and a survey of youth sports coaches. Many of you do that, all right? Perceptions of their own coaching efficacy means how well they think they're doing. So we have a pretty good list already, all right? So what do we do with that list? Okay. Let me show you. Let's take a quick look. Okay, quick look. First of all, I've circled this, all right? What I see is the articles from 2011. That's not too bad in the coaching world, okay? It's 9 years out of date, but that's still good, okay? Coaching doesn't change that much. Some things change if you're doing virtual reality or gaming or something like that. That's a long time. That article's too old, okay? Here's another key indicator. The article's 22 pages long. That means it's a good article, right? An article that's only 1 or 2 pages long means it's just a summary or a book review or something like that. Not very helpful. This is critical. You really want them to show up as PDF full text. And what that means, it's an Acrobat Reader file, and it's going to have page numbers on it. And with page numbers, you're going to find that your in-text citations, your in-text citing are a lot easier than if you don't have page numbers, all right? So, coaching education, survey youth sport, same thing, PDF, that kind of thing. This article is 2012, not too bad. 7 pages long. Okay, that's fine, that's good. Okay, and there are a couple of charts, and you can use the charts in your paper, all right, as long as you talk about them. They don't add page length, all right, I'll take them out when I grade your paper, all right, but you can talk about the chart, you can say what it means, and that, of course, does add page length, all right. And all these articles they're copyright protected in the database, but because you can access the library because you're in the library and you have credentials for the library, you may use anything from the article as long as you properly cite it. All right. So continue with quick look. Okay. There's something called an abstract. If you click on the title of the article, all right, what's called the record, the complete record shows up. Right, and at the bottom of the record is the abstract. And what the abstract does is it summarizes. The abstract is a summary. It summarizes the article for you. It gives you a pretty good idea of, do you want to really read this whole article? Do you want to print this article, right, or download it, whatever you want to do with it? I'll get to that in a minute too. Does this article address your particular research topic or your particular research focus? So that's what an abstract does. Okay, so I mentioned citing several times, and what I'm doing here is I'm talking about the end of the paper citing. I'm talking about your reference list if you're doing APA, or I'm talking about work cited if you're doing MLA. And I do have a separate lecture that I'll make sure you see about how to the differences between APA and MLA, and also how to do the in-text citing very easily, very quickly. Okay, but here we go. Right here, citing, look all the way across, and right there it says cite. And if you click on that button, that icon, you'll get a whole list of different kinds of citations. In this class, you may either use APA, okay, or MLA. And those are the two standards in college. Sometimes you might be in a very specific field where it requires a very specific kind of citing, all right? But for this class, you can either use MLA or APA. You can't use both. You have to pick one or the other. And sometimes it depends what your major is. You might already know. I find MLA a lot easier. So if you don't have any preference or don't know which one you should use, just go ahead and use MLA. You'll be happy about that, right? And something you should do too is every time you look at an article and think it's halfway worth using, go ahead and click there and copy and paste that into a running references or works cited. Let's get all your documentation together. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't lose things, all right? So when I'm ever writing a paper or writing something for, I still write things for academic work, all right? I always make sure I have my references on a separate piece of paper where I can keep track of them. I have them, okay, and I can't lose them, and then I can incorporate them actually into my paper when I'm done. Okay, there's something interesting called folders. All right, let me click here, folders. And what you can do is, let's see, I'm sorry. You can add, say, here's this article, the one about Japanese pedagogy, okay? I can add it to a folder, and that means I can come back, I can quit, I can come back tomorrow, and I can still find that article. I haven't bothered to print it or download it, okay, because I wasn't sure about it yet, but I was doing my research quickly, so I added it to a folder, and then when I log out, or when I quit for the evening, that is going to be here in this folder up here, as long as I have an account with EBSCOhost, or Academic Search Premier in this case. An account with Academic Search Premier is very simple. You just ask for an account. You just click here, sign out, sign in, whatever, and it'll walk you through the steps of creating an account. You use any password you want, any username you want. Just make sure you write it down. Okay, it's different. It's not related to your PFW account. But when you log back in with your PFW account, you'll see this thing called folder. And if you have your own EBSCOhost account, you'll see your articles in there. Okay, hope that's clear. Now, there are other databases, and there's some really, really good ones. All right. First of all, on the homepage of the library, if you look very carefully, you'll see something called Databases A to Z. Well, they're alphabetized. JSTOR is a fantastic database. It's really good. I love it. One nice thing about it is it always brings back really nice PDF files. Once again, you have page numbers. All right. It's great for anthropology. It's great for art. It's great for history. Here's a whole. I have tattoos. Many of you guys have tattoos, right? Very popular now. And very often you want to write something about tattoos, all right? And JSTOR is a great place for it. So I did a thing here searching for tattoos, articles that had tattoos, over 6,000 of them, okay? ERIC is the name of another database. It's great for education. Those of you who are education majors and want to write about something in the education field, you might try ERIC, okay? You can always start with Academic Search Complete. Start there, all right? But if you're not satisfied, go to JSTOR. For these kinds of kind of cultural topics is what JSTOR does. English, that kind of thing, music, all right. ERIC for education. And then there's something called Medline with full text and like it sounds, that's medical, okay? If you're doing something on polar disorders, bipolar disorder, Alzheimer's, that kind of thing, you might also want to try Medline. It's very scientific, so sometimes articles might be too scientific, okay? So last but not least, the library has a very, very good help feature. Often when you log in or when you open up this page, this little yellow box over here on the right will open up automatically. It's a chat box, and somehow it notifies the librarians that there's somebody there waiting. Okay, so sometimes it opens up and says, "Can I help you?" And I just say no. Other times I have to open it up myself, and then I ask for help. And I have asked for help, and they're very quick. So it's a chat feature in which you could do. You could say, "I'm having trouble finding articles." They'll ask you your topics, make sure you've got your topic idea and your topic focus, and they won't find them for you, but they'll give you suggestions about good databases, and they'll also give you good suggestions about keywords, all right? They'll help you start the research, in other words. So I hope this is a little helpful. Bottom line is Helmke is a terrific resource, and this class is all about using Helmke Library. A few of you may have topics, and by the way, I'm only requiring that you have 8 Academic Search Premier 8 database articles. If you need other articles, you can go to gov.org. You can even use Google, all right, if you're convinced that the sites you're going to are reliable sites, okay? So, hey, good luck. I hope this has been a little bit helpful.